Hello and welcome to a new session with Score with me, and this is IB along with you. So in the first session of percentages, we had seen a very few basic simplification tips, how to convert percentages to fractions and how to convert back fractions into percentages, a few tips and tricks on usual and general simplification of percentages, how to split, how to do normal multiplication, and so on. So today in this session we'll see what actually percentage values should we remember to make our simplifications much more easier. So I have written here already basic percentage values and their equivalent fractional values. For what have we written this? We have written this so that we can memorize these values, and I'll tell you how to remember this so that we need not waste much time on memorizing. So have a screenshot of this or write it down on a piece of paper, and I'll show you how we reach these many values starting from 1% onwards. Okay. Now we'll see how the fraction to percentage conversion usually happens. So to begin with, we know that the whole number 1 is a percentage itself, isn't it? So with that, let us begin. So 1 means 100%. The very number 1 means 100%. Don't we remember when we told earlier, we told that if we were to see a percentage of any number, the whole number itself gives us 100%. So 1 is 100%. Okay. Now we are to see the fractional value 1 by 2, and if this fractional value 1 by 2 has to be converted to percentage, what do? We just multiply 1 by 2 into 100, and that gives us 50%. So that is how fractional equivalent for 1 by 2 becomes 50%. Next, 1 by 3. To find the percentage equivalent of the fraction 1 by 3, what must we do? We must multiply this by 100. 100 by 3 gives us 33.33%, but in the examination it goes like 0.3333, so that does not give us a complete value. For this, its actual value is 33 1 by 3. Okay, this much percentage. Now 1 by 4. So 1 by 4, if we convert that to percentage, we know 100 by 4 is always 25. So directly we know that this is 25%. Next is 1 by 5. Again, we can say it as 100 by 5. This will give us 20%. 1 by 6. We already know that 1 by 3 is 33.33, and 1 by 3 divided by 2 will give us 1 by 6. So just divide this by 2, you will get 1 by 6, and here you will be, if you divide this by 2, you will be getting 16.66%. This again goes like 0.666. So its fractional equivalent is going to be 16 2 by 3%. 1 by 7 again can be written as 100 divided by 7. Okay, so that is 14.28. So now to see how to remember this, there is just a short method. 7 2s are 14, 14 2s are 28. So this is an easy way of remembering 1 by 7 value. Next, for the fractional value of 1 by 8, 1 by 4 is 25%. If 1 by 4 is 25%, 1 by 8 is going to be half of 25%, isn't it? So an easy way of remembering. So if that is 25, then this is going to be 12.5%. Next, so with 1 by 8, let me add few more examples, few more fractions so as to remember easily. If 1 by 8 is 12.5, then 3 by 8 is going to be 3 times of 12.5, isn't it? So 3 times of 12 is 36, 0.5 into 3 is 1.5, then 36 plus 1.5 will give you 37.5%. Let us have this in mind, because this plays a very important role whenever fractional values come. Okay, next, similarly comes 5 by 8. This is also another important fractional value. Its equivalent percentage is going to be 12.5 into 5 will give us 1 by 8 is 12.5, 5 by 8 is 1 by 8 into 5. So if you multiply this by 5, 12 into 5 will give you 60. 0.5 into 5 is going to be 2.5. So 60 plus 2.5 is 62.5 percentage. So its value also we now know. Next, this is sufficient. Next, let us go to 1 by 9. So if we know 1 by 3 is 33.3, then 33.33 by 3 will give us 1 by 9, and this is 11.1111. Okay, and again the same way as we told earlier, this cannot be an exact value. So when we write the value, it is 1 by 9 always, percentage. Next, 1 by 10, as all of us know, is going to be 10 percentage. Let me write 1 by 11 also here itself. The reason for that being, we can correlate these two things, 1 by 9 and 1 by 11. 1 by 9 is 11.1111. So similarly, just we need to interchange and we'll get the value. 1 by 11 is 9.09 percentage, or otherwise wherever 11 came, 9 you write, and wherever there is 11, write 9, interchange. So 1 by 11 percentage is its value. Now the fractional value for 1 by 12, already we saw that the value for 1 by 6 was how much? 16.66. So for 1 by 12 it is going to be half of 16.66, and that is going to give us 8.33. So this won't be a big task to remember 8.33 fully. And next we go with 1 by 13. Value for 1 by 13 we need to memorize, it is 7.69 percentage. Similarly, same goes true for 1 by 14 also, but here if we remember 1 by 7, the fractional value for 1 by 7, we remembered it was 1 by 7. And how did we remember this? 7 2s are 14, and then 14 2s are 28. If you remember this, half of that is going to be 14, so it is going to be 7.14 percentage. Next, for 1 by 15, we just need to divide 100 by 15, and that will give us 6.66 percentage. Next, 1 by 16. To remember the fractional value of 1 by 16, remember you can go for 1 by 4, as you can remember as 25 percentage, or if you remember 25 percentage here, 1 by 16 is again divided by 4 and you will get the value of 6.25, or if you remember 1 by 8, that can also be divided by 2. So here we have the value as 6.25 percentage. Next is 16, 17, this we need to memorize, we have no other option, it is 5.88. Next we have 1 by 18. 1 by 18, if we remember 1 by 9, 1 by 9 was 11.11, so half of that. So here it is 5.55 percentage. Next we have 1 by 19. We need to remember this, it is just nearby same to this. Next is 1 by 20, and the value for 1 by 20 is 100 by 20, and that will give us 5 percentage. So with this, approximately all the values for which we can memorize we have already seen. Rest of the values need not be memorized, that is found to be difficult, but these many values should always be there in mind. So initially we will find it difficult to remember, but as we do more and more, things will get familiarized. Now we are here with percentage increase and decrease. So we normally have values like, say for example, we have got 25 and this number is increasing to 30. So how much percentage change has occurred? This type of questions mainly occurs in data interpretation part of it. Let that be for bank, let that be for SSC, everywhere we have got data interpretation part, especially in exams like CAT, CMAT, MAT, GMAT, we have got more data interpretation questions, and percentage being the backbone of arithmetic, most of the questions will be based on, many questions will be based on this logic. Okay, so let us see what is percentage increase. So percentage increase is always, since the final value is going to be greater, it is percentage increase, so the value is increasing. So percentage increase is the final value minus the initial value divided by, always with comparison to what? So with respect to what comparison is made, that always comes in the denominator. So percentage increase we always find with respect to the previous value, that is with respect to the initial value. So that is what comes in the denominator, and if here due to confusion, if we write the final value here, the entire value gets changed. And since we are finding the percentage, we need to do into 100, or you can write as change. So change can be anything. It can either be percentage increase or decrease. So change by the original value into 100 can also give you percentage increase. The percentage change it gives, in fact. If the percentage is increasing, then it is positive. If it is decreasing, then vice versa. So here if we are to find the percentage increase value, so here we will be having, let me indicate percentage increase with an upper arrow for increase. Then the final value is 30 minus 25 by your initial value, that is 25 into 100. So in short, I can write as 5 by 25 into 100. 25 4s are 100, and so this is 20% is my percentage increase. Same as percentage increase, here we are finding percentage decrease. So here we have got a value 50 and that is getting decreased to 30, and now we are going to find with what percentage or by how much percentage this value has got decreased. For that, our formula previously we had final minus initial, because there it was increasing and the final value was bigger. Just that thing in mind. Here we have got initial value minus final, because our initial value is greater. Percentage is decreasing, the value is decreasing, so the initial value is going to be greater. So for getting a positive value, we have written it that way. If this is difficult, just have this in mind, change by original value. So irrespective of the value getting increasing or decreasing, the value will be just the change alone needs to be noted here. So here to find the value, we need to find the percentage decrease, isn't it? So see, 50 minus 30. So 50 minus 30, and in denominator always keep in mind with respect to what we are comparing. So here we are comparing with respect to 50. That is our initial value. So that should come in the denominator and then multiply by 100. As simple as that. So here you have 20 by 50 into 100. 100 by 50 is 2. So your answer is simply 40%. I have taken here a question just to explain to you how a percentage increase or a decrease is to be taken in solving numerical sums. So here let us consider this question. Price of the petrol is increased by 25%, and after increasing the price of petrol is 250 rupees, we need to find the original price. That means the price before the petrol's price before increasing. Okay, so that is the original price. Now when we say a price of petrol is increased by 25%, what does this percent indicate? It is on 100. So on 100, 25% is increased. On 125 is increased. So let us assume our original price to be 100, because whenever percent comes, let us assume, we need to assume the base value as 100. So the original price is 100, and after percentage increase of 25, after 25% increase, the price becomes 125. This is what we need to understand. Directly here it is given, after increasing the price of petrol is 250. That means this increased price, that is, if we are considering the base value as 100, then 125 is going to be 250. We need to find the original price. So that means we need to find what is 100. So how do we find this, the original price 100? 100 is just cross multiply. Whenever a question like this comes, just cross multiply. Cross multiply is 100 into 250 divided by 125 will give you the original price. So simply cancel it off, that is 2, and that means the original price of petrol before increasing was 200, and that after increase it was 250. Say for example, now here you are given that again the price of petrol is increasing by say 30%. By 30%, then now that we have found 100, we know that 100 is 200. Now how much ever it increases or how much ever it decreases, the value can be calculated with this base. If it is increasing by 30, you need to find 130. Okay, 30% increase means we need to find 130. Then your value will be 130 into 200 by 100. That's all. And if we have got a 30% decrease, decrease will be again on 100. Decrease means now the price has decreased by 70. 100 minus 30%. So then you need to find 70. So here also you will be having the same cross multiplication. 70 into 200 by 100. This will be your decreased by 30% price value, and increased by 30% value will be this thing. Okay, so simply it is just 2. So here your value is going to be 260 rupees. If it is decreased, then it is going to be by, the value is going to be 140 rupees. This is how percentage increase and decrease is calculated. And let me add one more thing. This percentage increase can also be like by more than 20%, more than 30% more. Then incremented, the value is incremented by this much percentage, that is also increasing. Then we have a profit of 10%. Profit again is plus value, isn't it? Now the decreasing values, how can we say it is lesser than, decremented by, decreased by, then loss. All these will add on to the negative values, that is you need to subtract then. And positive is more than, increased by, incremented by, a profit of. Now we have seen few basic questions on increasing and decreasing the percentages, how percentage increase and percentage decrease can be calculated, and in the beginning we saw how fraction values and their percentage equivalents were to be found. And please do remember that these fractional values and their percentage values, if you memorize and have that in mind, it will help you in getting your calculations done even faster. So with that, we'll have this video session being stopped, and we have next session that it will include questions on certain standard problems that generally come in competitive exams and tricks with which you can solve that question easily, not the traditional method, a short trick. So that will be continued in the next session. So with this session, hope it was useful and informative. Please do like and comment if you have any questions and queries in the comment section below. If you require any sessions on particular topic, please do text over, send message over there or comment over there. So subscribe to the channel for those who have not subscribed. Thank you for watching the video, and please keep supporting. Thank you.